Hi everybody. Some comments about the storyboard that we did last class on presentations, just to kind of give you a reminder about what it is you want to have in your PowerPoint for presentations this week. We used the template in class, as you recall, which was just pulled right out of PowerPoint, and as you can see, it's posted up here. And so we went through and we annotated kind of what types of things that you would want to have. And one of them is everyone should have a title page. And we said everybody should have, their name and the date on that title page. We talked about graphs. Some people said they would probably have some and others not. And it will make sense depending on whatever your research is. Remember that graphs, though, count as images. So just like other images, photographs, as well as graphs, you want them to be relevant and you want them to help your reader understand your point. We also talked about some of the images that might be in your template already. So in this particular PowerPoint, there was already some images along the side. And so we said, were these relevant? That's the question. Are the images you using relevant? Is the template you're using relevant? If you're talking about teaching, for example, are you choosing a template that has kind of pencils and teaching type things, or are you choosing like cool exploding bomb graphics, which have nothing to do possibly with your topic? So relevant images is the key here. Okay. We talked everybody should have some kind of overview, and your overview may look different depending on how you're doing it. For some of you, it's a research question. For some of you, it includes a thesis. But the overview is also your context, so kind of give us some background about why you're doing the research or what you're interested in, and then let us know what it is you're hoping to find out or to argue. We circled headings here because we talked about how your heading may be relevant, or make sure that your headings are relevant. Like in this case, they've got key findings. That's not really a very descriptive heading, but be aware that your headings are like topic sentences and paragraphs. So think about kind of what would be the key word or concept that would really capture what's going on in every slide. We also said everybody should have a conclusion slide, and in a way, somehow providing closure. It doesn't have to say conclusion, but the idea is you want to wrap up. You want people to know you're done. Okay. So back to that heading slide, we wrote context. And then procedures and methods, we talked about that and said, well, that's for primary research, and we're really doing secondary research, so you probably won't have that kind of slide. I'm scrolling through this. We talked about on the right-hand side, that third slide, project description. That might be kind of the third slide, might be where your thesis or research direction shows up, possibly. And again, we talked about graphs, only if applicable. Okay. This particular template used key findings, results 1, 2, 3, and we talked about these slides as evidence slides. And in your case, you'll want to have slides that show what kind of evidence you're using to support your paper and your thesis, and that kind of evidence, usually textual evidence in our case. It could be statistics and stuff that came out of an article you found, but the evidence is the thing that you want to be discussing and analyzing. So when they say key findings and results, they're really talking about the evidence and also what that evidence means, and that's your analysis. The other thing is connecting your evidence back to your thesis. Let us know how all of your examples somehow connect to your thesis or research question. Finally, this particular template had questions and discussion as a slide, and you are welcome to do that. We will have time for a couple questions at the end. You will need to have your works cited, so do have a works cited slide in the applicable citation format, and I will be going through those this weekend, by the way. Okay, that's it. I hope you find it helpful.